Well, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have an interesting one in store for you. So first off, we have a cool little upgrade happening today. It definitely enhances the look of the car. You guys know about it already if you follow me on Instagram. And then we have something not as fun. Kind of weird, actually. I've never had this happen with any other car. But before we jump into the subject of today's video, I'm excited to announce that today's upload has actually been sponsored by the Fantic V9. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's small compared to what I used to use, long ass cord and all that stuff. You guys know I've done a lot of like car washing videos and stuff like that. I'm very good at taking care of the exterior of my car. I actually suck at doing the interior because I get lazy. I hate dragging this big thing around, plugging it in and like vacuuming and stuff. This thing makes it so much easier. This thing is battery driven. You see the charge? It even has a turbo button. What? No, but in all seriousness, this thing is awesome. It has several different nozzles that you can pick from, like extendable ones, tinier ones. It also has this little LED light on it. So when you're in those little tight little crevices and spots in your car, you can actually tell that you are vacuuming stuff and not just doing it blindly. Now this thing is great, even if you're traveling, you can bring this. It actually comes with a little bag that you can carry this with and all the different nozzles and stuff like that. And when you're done vacuuming, it's super simple to just get rid of all the dirt and dust and pet hair and what have you. But my favorite thing about this Fantic V9 is definitely that it is cordless and its size. This is an awesome Christmas gift for a car guy. Now when you guys go to the link in the description and use the little promo code that you guys see here on the screen, you guys get 23% off the Fantic V9. This thing runs for about 30 minutes in turbo mode, and then it takes about 2 hours to recharge. So use the promo code with the Amazon link in the description and save 23% on the Fantic V9. Thanks again to Fantic for sponsoring today's upload. This is really the perfect Christmas gift. Click the link in the description. Let's get on with today's upload. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. UPS was just here and dropped off some wheels for the Audi, and what we're doing for this winter season, just because I hate the wheels are on there, I don't like them, but I do love the stock 21s that come on an Audi RS7. These wheels were actually, not those exact wheels, were on this car before I bought it, but the previous owner said that they cracked. That's why he put those wheels on here. Yeah, those wheels right there. Anyhow, I love the way that these wheels look. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take them over to Chad's place so he can air them up and balance them and everything, and then I'm gonna drop by with the Audi tomorrow and get them installed. And then when the spring comes, we'll get some other wheels, proper wheels, that'll go better with the wrap that we're getting soon as well. All right, so right wheel connection, getting some stock wheels put on the RS7 here. And check this wheel out, 24 inch, pretty big, huh? Then boom, look at this, 40 inch. Holy crap, I mean the tire is, not the wheel, but this is big. 24, 40 inch. This is a huge, look at that, it's probably the biggest thing I've ever seen. See, that is much better. I love the way these wheels look. That looks great. And we have lowering links and also spacers that are coming. They are a little tucked in there. You know, that's what stock life is supposed to be like. But I love these. For stock wheels, these look great. So these are 21 inch versus these old ones, they're 20s with a little more profile on the tire, 35 profile. This is a 30 profile, but the same width, so 275s all around. Oh yeah, man, it looks good. I like it. So like I said, we're gonna rock these during the winter here, and then we'll get some other wheels when spring comes. say I'm very happy, man. Very happy with that FI exhaust. This car sounds absolutely amazing now. I love it. But here's a little weird thing that happened the other day that, you know, it was kind of unexpected. I wasn't even going to film it, and I didn't really film it. I was going to film it like after everything was done. And that is in regards to the recall that's on, I don't know if it's all S cars or all RS cars, but it's definitely S6, you know, S7, RS7, that kind of thing. We've talked about it briefly in an earlier video. There's an oil screen that Audi put in way like in between underneath, so it's a big job, but it's basically supposed to act like an oil catch can, although it's not a catch can, it's just a little screen, and that's supposed to protect the turbos. But when that screen fails, there can be a lot of gunk and like possibly oil and stuff that goes into the turbos, and then the turbos go bad, and that's an even bigger job. Audi has recognized that problem, and it is an open recall. So I took it in the other day for the recall, dropped it off. Got an absolutely amazing snot green Q5 as a loaner. Obviously a bit of a boring thing to film, so I didn't film that either, but I took a nice little picture here. So anyhow, I get home, and a few hours later that Audi dealership calls me, and they're like, we got an issue. Audi won't do the campaign, meaning they won't do the recall, because when we plugged your car up to the computer, like the ECU, Audi could tell that the car was tuned, so now they won't do it. And I was like, well, that's silly. It's been tuned for like 2 weeks. I don't know why that would be an issue, but apparently that doesn't matter at all. If the car's tuned, they won't do anything to it, because that voids all the warranties and everything. And I'm like, it doesn't have a warranty. It's an older car. All those warranties are gone anyhow. Doesn't matter. So it's the first time that I'm having an issue because a car is tuned. I've had tunes on pretty much every car that I've had, and it's never been an issue. Like the Ferrari was tuned, all the AMGs have been tuned, R8 was tuned, and with the Ferrari we did have some issues here and there, you know, that Ferrari took care of. And that car had a tune, you know, full catless exhaust and everything, and it was never an issue. Ferrari was actually great about, you know, taking care of problems, even though the car was, you know, modified. And with that car I did have a warranty as well. The W205 AMGs, obviously, they were tuned as well, as you guys know. Had little, not big problems, but little problems here and there, and the dealership took care of it. It was never an issue that the car was tuned, had catless downpipes, that kind of thing. R8, I never had really an issue with. I didn't have it for very long either. You know, only took it in for like oil changes and stuff like that. But moral of the story, I've never had an issue with not being able to get something done because the car is tuned. Audi is the first to do anything like that. So, you know, I was a little bummed out. I started thinking maybe we can flash it back to stock, and then that would, you know, fix the issue. They would do it. So the thing is, when I was down in Miami, my buddy Omar did the tunes. Obviously nothing wrong with the tune. The tune is great. Thanks to Velos, by the way, as I'm about to explain here. So when I was down in Miami, Omar tuned the car because the car was down there. Usually, you know, they can just send me like a handheld unit because it's super simple to tune these things. It's through OBD2. But since I was down there, I didn't bring the handheld unit back. I just never even thought about it because the car was tuned already. I never thought that I would have to deal with it. So if the dealership were to flash it to stock to be able to do it, if they now would allow that, I figured they probably wouldn't, because they already know that the car is tuned. So if there was an issue with the turbos, then they would just blame it on the car being tuned. So I was thinking that maybe if we flash it back to stock, they will still do it. But I wasn't sure. So we hung up the phone, and I figured, you know, I don't really want to flash it back to stock. I want the car to be tuned, even though I can get it retuned again if I get a handheld unit sent to me. A lot of talk now, I know, blah, blah, back and forth. But we hang up, and I figured, okay, well, I'll just have some shop do it then, and I'll have to pay out of pocket. Obviously, when it's a recall, that's covered. But we hang up. So I'm thinking, like, maybe was it like a little mistake to tune the car? Because, again, I've never had an issue with having a tuned car. It's not like it's got major work, like upgraded turbos and the whole freaking motor is built. It's just a tune. Because, you know, I want to get this oil screen thing done. The dealership that I went to, they told me, like, we have yet to see a bad oil screen. But, you know, again, it's a recall for a reason. It's going to pop up at some point, and I don't want it to happen to my car. So I want that thing done. So, again, I figured, okay, well, I'll just have it done by some other shop or whatever and just, again, pay out of pocket. So I'm a little bummed out, and I'm kind of second guessing my, you know, oh, I should have tuned it after we did the, you know, the recall and stuff. But then about like a few hours later, I get a call again from the same dealership, and they're saying, well, I'm getting mixed signals here from corporate. They're saying that they could do the oil screen recall for you, but if they end up seeing that the turbos are damaged, they won't cover that. Even though the car's only been tuned for 2 weeks, it has nothing to do with the tune. If the turbos are damaged, they would have been damaged for a while. I haven't had the car long enough, but again, the car's running just fine. I don't think there's any issues with the turbo. So long story short, it turns out that Audi will still do the recall, but if the turbos end up being bad, then it's on my dime because the car has been tuned for 2 weeks. Risks you take, I guess, for extra horsepower. Again, I'm not too worried about it. I don't think there's a big issue. I was just a little baffled because of a little itty bitty tune. They would avoid doing a recall, but again, I guess this is gonna end up being okay anyhow. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Since it's such a big recall, now my appointment got pushed back to like January 16th or something like that. Ugh. Just a hassle. Initially, I was going to do it with Audi of Pittsburgh. They didn't have an appointment until January 23rd, and then I got one with Audi Swickley for December 5th. But since all this happened, and it's back and forth, now it's been pushed up. Anyhow. Yeah, turbo seems fine. So when we're doing the wrap and everything, obviously we're going to have black badges. I don't want all this silver or chromy stuff. Now these badges we can't put on until the wrap is on. But one thing that we can change is this thing right here. We can put a black on instead. I mean, it should just pop out, right? Why do these keep breaking? Alright, I think we're gonna focus on getting these clips off from the bottom, because if we scratch something, it's not, can't see it as good. Man, these things suck. Look at this. Fucking thing breaks off. It sucks. Yeah, this thing, it sits on there, man. It does. But don't. There, much better. Look at this pick tool, 3 freaking pieces just to get a freaking badge off. Man, I'm like the DIY king of YouTube now. Look at that. It looks a lot better in my opinion. So once this whole silver trim part, we're gonna have to do something about that little splitter too. All the silver trim around the car as well will be black. And it's going to give it a much better contrast. You guys know I'm not much for, I mean, although I don't hate it, it doesn't look horribly bad. It's not chrome, but I'm just not much for the silver stuff. Well, I think it's been enough talking in today's video, so I think we're going to end it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a huge thumbs up if you're stopping by for the first time. And you haven't already and you want to. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.